The Thunderbolts have finally made their cinematic debut in a brand new trailer that pits this not-so-squeaky-clean ensemble at each other's throats for reasons that have yet to be revealed. Another thing that's yet to be revealed, just how frightening the movie's potential big bad might be. Most of the Marvel misfits that are dropping in and doing damage in the brand new preview are ones we're already familiar with, but in between Florence Pugh's Yelena dodging knives and Wyatt Russell's US agent chucking his shield around, there's one unknown that at a glance appears to be the least threatening of them all.
Oh, no.
Who are you?
I'm Bob.
That unassuming presence would be a man by the name of Bob, played with no small degree of anxiety by Lewis Pullman. From his look in this trailer, it might be surprising to know that he may very well be the most terrifying character in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. A timid-looking soul at first glance, Bob is actually the yet-to-be-introduced character Sentry, one of the most powerful characters in all of Marvel history. He's been rumored to be part of this movie ever since Steven Yeun was cast in the film in an undisclosed role before he ultimately left due to scheduling issues. Debuting in the comics in 2000, Bob Reynolds was such a threat that knowledge of his power was literally erased from existence as a safety precaution. A mind-wiping so complete that even his former teammates on the Avengers failed to remember him. But just what kind of risk can come from such a mild-mannered individual like Bob? Well, the MCU might have some characters that are already packing some ridiculous power, but the Sentry swooping in may not so much level the playing field as annihilate it entirely. Created by Paul Jenkins and Jay Lee, Bob Reynolds was a drug addict that became a hero wielding the power of 1 million exploding suns while looking for his next fix. Upon breaking into a lab, Reynolds took a dose of another attempt at the super soldier serum, which turned him into a godlike being. The result gave Reynolds a whole host of powers, including increased strength, speed, and durability, all of which were tested at the Project Sentry site. This may explain why Bob is seen in the trailer wearing hospital scrubs and looking a little unsure about what's happening. Is there a chance that he could be an off-the-books experiment that the Thunderbolts find and ultimately let loose? If so, it won't just be the Sentry off the leash if the character's complicated backstory makes it into the MCU. Bob's cape-wearing world saver has a dark side of his own that not even the Hulk might be able to handle, the Sentry's arch-nemesis, the Void.
What the hell?
Where to begin with a villain as dangerous as the Void? It's not the place called the Void that we saw in Deadpool and Wolverine. The being known as the Void made its first appearance on Earth back in 1600 BCE and was interpreted as the Angel of Death for God's final plague that befell the Egyptians. It was thousands of years later when the Void found a counterpart in Bob Reynolds and his superhero alias, using his powers to perform monstrous acts on the world and those closest to Bob. He sent the Hulk into a rampage and also killed an unthinkable 1 million people in Manhattan, putting the Void as one of the MCU's most monstrous forces. To put a stop to the Void's deeds, Bob sought the help of Doctor Strange and Reed Richards to make everyone, including himself, forget the Sentry's existence, therefore removing the Void's control over him. While Thunderbolts looks to be one of the more grounded Marvel entries we've had in recent years, could it throw a curveball in the film's final act and open up the Void to do some damage that no single hero can face alone? More importantly, how would the Sentry fit into all of this? And what could he mean for the MCU going forward? We already know from a brief glimpse in the trailer that Bob is going to at least come in contact with the iconic S for Sentry, but will it be before or after the Thunderbolts come to task and rein in the man that has the potential to be their most terrifying team member? If so, other important chapters of Bob's story could suggest what the future holds for him and the Thunderbolts, and it might see them standing in for Marvel's most famous super team, just a darker version. That interesting asterisk in the Thunderbolts title suggests that things are very much subject to change for this unofficial team. It's worth noting then that in the comics, the Sentry actually became a member of the New Avengers in New Avengers number 10, if only to be monitored by the likes of Tony and Cap. Sometime later, though, Norman Osborn formed his own team of Dark Avengers, composed of villains masquerading as heroes, which the Gold Guardian also joined the ranks of. Might these pivotal points in Bob's life be replicated in the MCU? And could the Thunderbolts unknowingly be teeing up a group of Earth's mightiest heroes? Given that in the comics, Marvel have a brand new hero taking on the Sentry title at the moment, there's a chance that Bob's tough alter ego will be playing a big part in the MCU going forward. We'll just have to see how much, and if the world can handle it, when the Thunderbolts arrives on May 2nd, 2025.